Hey Bookwormies, welcome back to my channel and welcome to our mid-year book tag. This is something I've never done, so comment down below how you think about it later. I don't know when I want to, thing is, when I was thinking about the mid-year book tag, I was like, when do I want to then send this out? When I want to do this? Because some people specifically say like, oh, the mid-year is like July, start of July or some specific date. Some people say, no, it's in just June. And just, I don't know. So I'm doing it whenever, whatever happens, happens. Also, I am filming this on my Canon camera instead of my GoPro, which is the usual, so the quality will be a little bit lower than usual, and I'm sorry about that. I just want to say that right now, state that right now. Also, guys, the mid-year book tag, the prompts that I'm using, I took from Larry's video. You can check out her mid-year book tag. I absolutely love her. Her videos are just amazing. So yeah, LarryReads, that's if you guys want to see where I got the book tags from. Anyways, let's get into this. Okay. The first prompt we have is best book you've read so far. Now, there are a few books. Oh, wait, guys, I should probably say this beforehand. A few rules to keep in mind with this mid-year book tag. I will try my best not to repeat books and like talk about them over more than one time in different prompts. But thing is, the issue. So like, if you guys don't see like right now, I'm gonna say best book I've read so far. I have more that I could think of, but I was just like, no, I'm gonna leave them because they're gonna be in a different prompt. Okay, so guys, if you don't see a book, don't be like, oh my god, you hated that book. Why are like, and you lied to us with this rating? You know, no. That's because they're probably in a different prompt, okay, that better fits them. Also, another thing, I did reread the entire Empyrean series this year. I'm not going to be including that at all. So, best book I've read so far, I cannot put the Empyrean series because that is a no-no. Okay, so any rereads are out of the question. That's it. That's all I really wanted to say. So let's get into it. Okay, so the best books I've read so far this year. First of all, Release Me. Anybody surprised? Anybody surprised? This is the newest book that has come out from the New Republic in the Shatter Me series. It is kind of like a new series a few years later after the Shatter Me has ended. I'm obsessed. We're following James and Rosabelle. Yeah. One thing Tahira Mafi can do is write. She writes like there's no tomorrow, and I love her for it. I love her. I am going to be getting back into the Wolf and Kingdom series. Don't you worry, I will be getting back into it. I'm going to be rereading that entire series. I'm planning on doing that. That's for sure before the next book comes out. But also this series, this is like the OG. Shatter Me is that book series that I will never stop thinking about. Like, yes, do I yap about the Empyrean series constantly? Yes, absolutely. But Shatter Me is something that like I'll never stop either obsessing. I feel like I don't talk about it as much as the Empyrean anymore, but I can tell you guys I absolutely love it. The series devours so quickly, and Release Me was no different. Release Me. Yeah. That's pretty much what I think about it. I absolutely devoured it. It's so good. And guys, the third book is gonna be coming out this year. As I told you guys, Tahira Mafi writes like there's no tomorrow, and this is no exception. I absolutely love her. She will never stop being one of my favorite authors ever in the whole world. Another book that is one of the best books I've read so far this year is In Her Own League. This is part of the Windy City series, sort of, and it's kind of like a continuation. I can't exactly explain it, but it follows the father of one of the female main characters in the main series, specifically from the third book, Millie. So this is her father. He's a single dad. He is the coach for a hockey team, and they got just a new manager, which is the female love interest. She is an independent boss manager, and you know what? I love that. I love that we are getting more representation of independent boss women that lead in like a predominantly more male spot. Because usually, like in these managers of like sports teams, it's usually males. And yeah, that's how it's always been. But she inherited it from her grandfather, and she's good at it. It's not like she inherited it out of him and like she doesn't know how to do shit, because that is so not true. And he is a single dad, but obviously his daughter is already grown up in this book. There's no she's a kid, okay? But he raised his daughter to be independent, and he wants an independent woman, and he is the OG I lift heavy for you kind of idea. And honestly, I love this book. I was honestly like really excited to read it. It was like one of my anticipated releases of this year. As it came out, I read it, and I do not regret a single decision. It is so good. If any of you guys have not read the Windy City series, you need to get on that bandwagon because I absolutely love it. It is a contemporary romance series. It is absolutely amazing. Everybody deals with obviously something. They all have a past. They're not sunshine rainbow. This is not rom-com series, but it is a contemporary. And honestly, guys, as a certified, I read a bunch of contemporary, I want to say. Like, I read quite a bit of it, but I also am a fantasy reader. I also love thrillers. I love everything around the world, as you know me for. Unless if you're new, then hi, welcome. But a lot of contemporary romances, like, I read them, but they don't ever stick out to me. I read them, I enjoy them, and then I forget about them. That's sort of how it's been a lot of the time. But Windy City series is that kind of series that you get into and you never forget about. I absolutely love this. It is so good. The found family in it, the just everything. There's nothing that I can say that is horrible about it. Nothing at all. And In Her Own League is no exception. But you should read first the Windy City series. No, it doesn't matter. it doesn't matter technically that much. You will obviously see how the characters from the main series are like together and all of that. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. But anyways, those are my 2 favorite books of this year. Some of them. You'll later see a few more that I'll yap about. Let's get into the worst books I've read this year. Now, worst is very objective because I don't rate a lot of books 1 to 2 stars. There are a few books that come to mind over the years that I've read that I despise. I look at them and I don't like them at all. No, never want to look at them ever again. But this year there hasn't been that many just yet, but there have been 2 books. One of them which I can't really blame for just because I'm planning to reread it and I know I was just not in the mood for it because I was in the middle of something else, okay? Something bigger than me. And the other one is a DNF, so maybe it could have been good, but it was just not for me. First one is Hazelwood. Hazelwood is the one that I DNF'd. So maybe it could have been good, maybe, but it was boring for me. I didn't really enjoy it. There wasn't any redeeming qualities that was like, okay, no, I need to push through this. No, the whole time I was like, I want to DNF this so bad. And at some point I was just like, Romy, if you want to DNF, DNF. Don't wait up for it, you know? Can't say much about it. The next book, Dark Fae, which is the part of the Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac series, because I'm going through the entire Zodiac Academy catalog. By the time this video comes out, I've been done with it. And after you finish book 3, you're supposed to take a break and read this Ruthless Boys of the Zodiac. Only thing is, I didn't want to do that, but everybody on the internet was like, no, read that series and then come back because you'll meet characters that you'll see in the main series and blah blah blah. Obviously, we did meet them in the main series afterwards, but you know, I started Dark Fae and I just don't care. I don't care because I was like, no, I want to get back to seeing Tori and Darcy and Lance and Darius and everybody else around. You know, I did not care a single bit to read about these other characters or their mystery or whatever, you know? It is set in the same exact world, it's just following completely different characters a few years back. I will come back to Dark Fae. I will reread it at some point this year and try again, but I think it was the wrong time for it. It's wrong time, right book. Right book, wrong time. There you go. That's it. So, you know, that's just all I can say. I will go back to Dark Fae, but Hazelwood, I don't think I'll come back to it. It's a DNF, and I'm leaving it in the past. If it's a DNF, I'll leave it. Okay? Anyways, next we have the best sequels I have read so far in 2026. First of all, so I read the Edge of Darkness series this year, and the first book is Insatiable, then we have Voracious and Restitution. Voracious and Restitution, some of the best sequels you will ever see out there. At the start, when I just started reading Edge of Darkness, I thought each book was going to be about a different character. But then, the entire main series, the 3 books, main trilogy, follow the same couple, Stacy and Cade Mitchell. And then we have like prologue book, but I feel like I read it how I think is the right way to do it, which is read it after you have finished the main series, even though it is a prologue. And that's just a part of something else. That's following a different character. But Voracious and Restitution are some of the best sequels I've read. It is a dark romance. It has very heavy topics. I honestly like Cade Mitchell. Yeah. Honestly, yeah, he's a new book boyfriend, and there's no looking back on it. I absolutely loved it. It's amazing, but it made me want to cry. It made me want to cry. Another sequel that I absolutely devoured this year is Wrath of the Fallen, which is part of the Book of Ezra series. It is a new release in the series. It is the 4th book. Yeah, 4th book. I honestly really loved it. Honestly, when I started this book, I was like, I don't remember much, so I'm probably not going to enjoy this book that much. It's probably not going to be that interesting to me, and, you know, whatever. We'll just survive, you know? That was my thought process. But then I started reading it, and honestly, something about this author is that she was able to hook me back in and remember everything that I forgot earlier that happened in the previous books. She didn't like remind you exactly, but it just freshened up my memory, and so I really enjoyed the sequel. Would I say it's the best sequel out of the entire series? Probably not, but it was really good. I really, really, really enjoyed it, and I'm excited to read the next book in the Book of Ezra series whenever it comes out. Last of the best sequels this year is Heartless Beloved. This is the second book to the North Shore series, which is another dark romance series. It is the second book follows Z, and I forgot the female main character. Honestly, I want to say Anastasia, but I don't think that's it. But the first book is Beautiful Fiend. I absolutely love that book. That book is like, he is obsessed with her. He's like, oh my god, like, I'm obsessed with you, but they're like of rival families. And she's like, nah, I hate you. And he's like, yeah, I love you. And you know, that's kind of that. But the second book, Heartless Beloved, it's just the MMC for me. He did that. He did everything. Like, there is nothing about the MMC that I don't love. He is absolutely the best, and one of the reasons why this is one of the best sequels of the series. At book 3, I was like, meh. I don't know if I'll read book 4, but I can tell you guys Heartless Beloved is amazing, okay? If you guys have not read this series, you should, unless if you really, really don't like dark romance, then don't. You know, that's it. Next we have the worst sequel I read so far this year. I mainly have one, I would say, and then the second one is sort of like a maybe, but it's not really. I don't think I'm going to talk about it. Anyways, The Night We Met, which is the second book by Abby Jimenez. I absolutely love Abby Jimenez. Don't get me wrong. I love her. But The Night We Met, no. Absolutely not. It is boyfriend's best friend. Not ex-boyfriend's best friend. No, boyfriend's best friend. Which is where I'm like, no. No. I was like, maybe she could do it right. Maybe it's, it'll be different. But honestly, the way that Abby Jimenez went about it, and like, it just didn't work out. I feel like she should have made them the boyfriend, like a shitty boyfriend, like a horrible, like, yes, he wasn't the best. He wasn't the best, but you could tell he was going through issues. He had issues, he had mental health issues, and I feel like that should have been addressed, or that should not have been a part of this book, because I felt like it was just not, it was not the way that she should have gone about it. I just didn't care for it. I really did not. Like, I love Abby Jimenez. I love all her books. But this one just gave me absolutely nothing. The guy expected, the best friend expected the boyfriend to be perfect, and he acted like the perfect person, but he just felt so unrealistic sometimes to me. I don't know. It's just, I don't, I didn't really love it. It isn't, it's honestly like, it's a disappointment for me, honestly. For this year, I expected to like it more than I did. Okay? Yeah. Next book, we have new releases I have not read yet, but I plan to. Okay, there are four over here. First one we have is Fever Dream by Elsie Silver. I'm not the biggest Elsie Silver fan. Like, I enjoy her books, but they're not like, I'm not as a huge fan of hers as other people are. Okay, but I do want to read this book just because FOMO and because why not? So yeah, that's number one. Next we have Our Perfect Storm, but I have heard some iffy thoughts about it, so we will see if I want to read it in the end or not. This is, I think, by Carly Fortune, also another romance. And then we have The Ballad of Falling Dragons, which is the sequel to the Moon, the Hatched Moon We Hatched. Wait a second, I need to remember the first book's name. I'm horrible with names, if you guys have not noticed yet, but you will notice that very quickly. But it's pretty much the first book of the When the Moon Hatched. There you go, got it. When the Moon Hatched. I absolutely devoured the first book. It's actually really good. I really enjoyed it. But one thing is that like at the start of the book there are a bunch of like words and like things from this fantasy world that are like shown to you in like a list. Yeah, no, that overwhelms everybody, and it overwhelmed me specifically. I just kind of skimmed through it, and then as I read the book, if I read something and like I was very confused on what it was, then I would go back to the start and look through the catalog. But yeah, but the second book came out and everybody's obsessed with it. Everybody's talking about. Okay, guys, so my camera died, which is absolutely amazing, but pretend this is a podcast, guys. This is why I don't use this camera anymore, by the way. If somebody is asking, it's because it always dies on me, which is great. Anyways, The Ballad of Falling Dragons, which it's just like everybody has been talking about it. Everybody's been talking about how they've been crying over it, and I was just like, actually, then yeah, I need to read it. I need to read this right now. Thank you. And so yeah, and then the last book that is a new release that I'm like really excited to read is Into the Blue. It is a romance. Everybody also cries at it. Everybody's been talking about it. It is a debut novel, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm very excited to read it. I'm pretty excited. I want to see what's about it. I want to see if I'll enjoy it or not. I've tried to read it before, but then I was like, oh no, I want to read this actually, so I never got to reading it. Next, we have the most anticipated release for the second half of the year. Firstly, we have Escape Me, obviously, which is going to be the new release, and the New Republic of the Shatter Me series, which I'm so flippin' excited for, guys. There's nothing that I'm not excited for more than this. Like, honestly, guys, as soon as this was announced that it was coming this year, I was actually like, okay, girl, thank you, and I will take that wish ride, and I love that for us. Okay, guys, I'm so excited. Next, we have The Unknown Book by Rebecca Yarros. We don't know what it is. We don't know what it is just yet, but it is not book 4 of The Appearances. She's already told us it's not the book 4, and it's not the graphic novel. She hasn't said anything else, so we don't know anything else. We don't have a cover reveal. We don't have what it is actually going to be about. It is going to be probably like a short novella. Some people think it's going to be the Book of Brennan. Some people think it's going to be the Lost 12 Hours that we don't know about. I don't think it's going to be the 12 Hours. Chances are it's probably going to be the Book of Brennan or something else. That Bookwormies, actually, since I finished like talking and yapping in this video, actually something else has come up that Rebecca Yarros has posted on her Instagram. I follow her on purpose because I know that she's going to be posting something sneaky to give us hints, but not actually give us hints, if you know what I mean. And here is one of her posts. It is with a photo of her niece, and she's like, pardon my niece's face while she's reading not book 4, but she just got to the part where Riddick, and she doesn't continue the sentence, which I feel like is diabolical. I need to know the answer like right now. Thank you, right now. So that gives us a little bit more of a hint on towards what what not book 4 is. I don't think it's gonna be the Book of Brennan anymore, just because this has Riddick in it. So maybe it's gonna be like short stories. question mark. Probably she has hinted at in the other books, but we just have not noticed. There are a bunch of other theories online, but I just don't remember them. And the last book is Burn of the Everflame, which is going to be the new release in the series Spark of the Everflame. I honestly really enjoyed the series, although the female main character does annoy the heck out of me. DM, I think her name was. Honestly, she annoys me a lot, but honestly, I still want to read it. I still want to read it, guys. Anyways, next we have the biggest surprise of the year. Now, biggest surprise, you could take it good or bad. So I'm going to be talking about good and bad. A good big surprise of this year in books is Recursion. Honestly, guys, this is like a time travel sort of idea, and the concept was so interesting. The thing is with me, sometimes when the concept is that interesting, I tend to not enjoy it that much. I tend to not enjoy it as much as I want to, or it's just like a meh kind of book, you know. And I didn't know what to expect over here, and honestly, guys, it was so well done, and it was so good, and it was so like interesting to read. I enjoyed it so much. So honestly, take it how you want, but I honestly loved it. It was so good. Next, we have Beartown, which also I did not expect to enjoy this because like I expected it to be like maybe a 3.5, something like that. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. It's so good, the entire town, and like because like I'm just so used to like I love action. If it doesn't have a bunch of action, I'm not gonna enjoy it as much. Recursion, I didn't think it would have that much action, but it was honestly so good and it kept my head reeling. And Beartown, it was just an emotional more type of read, and I honestly really enjoyed it. Now, a bad surprise was The Night We Met. I already talked about it earlier, so I'm not gonna be talking about it anymore, but yeah. That is like a bad surprise for me because I expected to love it. Like it's the expectation. I feel like they killed it a little bit, but mostly because it actually just was not for me. I'm happy for anybody that did like it, but not me. Anyways, next is favorite new author, debut, or new to you. This has to be the Twisted Sisters, Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valenti, which are the two authors for the Zodiac Academy series. Now, remember how at the start of this video I was like, there are going to be a few books that I'm not going to talk about until later on, you know? So, well, here you go. This is why, because I was going to talk about Zodiac Academy being new favorite series, new favorite book, whatever you want to call it. But I was like, no, I want to put this in my favorite new author because I absolutely love them, guys. I absolutely devour the way they aren't afraid to do some things. Guys, when people say that the cliffhangers in the second half of the series are like freaking crazy, I did not expect what happened. I did not expect. Okay, guys, a lot of these things, I read them and I was like, jaw on the floor. Like, actually, like, what the freak? Okay, guys, but honestly, it was so good. I love them. Like, I love how they are able to write these books and like aren't afraid to do these certain things. It's crazy to me. I love it. And honestly, at the start of the series, I felt like their writing was like less. It was just very much tell and not that much show. But as the series went on, it's honestly really good. And like the way they were like reeling me in from the start of the series is just like I enjoyed it so much. It's so like addictive, the series, and I love them for that. Next we have newest fictional crush. Obviously, now that Zodiac Academy is like literally one of my new favorite series. New fictional crush that I got from there, Lance O'Ryan and Darius A. Crooks. Lance O'Ryan is literally my top fourth book boyfriend, and he's never moving from there. He's never moving, guys. Whoever thinks that he's gonna ever move, think again because he is not moving. I can tell you that much. I love him. I love him. He is like, and honestly, guys, I met him and I was just like, you're here and you're here to stay. I honestly, him and Darcy are literally like one of my favorites ever. I honestly like the obsession I have with them actually is unhealthy probably and should be studied. But you know what? That's so fine. That's so fine. And the next one, obviously Darius A. Crooks, guys. Darius A. Crooks. He is my 8th book boyfriend. If you guys watched my top 20 book boyfriends, you probably saw that he was a little bit lower on that list. He has since gone up, obviously, as I've continued to read the series. And obsessed. There's nothing in this world that I'm not obsessed with. Darius A. Crooks and Tori Vega. Yeah, actually, yes, please give me 100 more of them. I absolutely am obsessed. Like, what do the Twisted Sisters put into these men? Because they're absolutely feral. I love them, and I will never stop loving them. And the third newest fictional crush is Nino Falcone. I read Twisted Emotions a few days back. Yeah, Nino Falcone. Guys, the way that he's a sociopath and like he can't feel feelings, and he always has his hands around her wrist because that's where her pulse is at to be able to tell how she's feeling and like if she's scared and all of that, and like with her traumatic past and his traumatic past, how he's yeah. So is there anything else I need to say except for Nino Falcone? If you guys have not read Twisted Emotions, it is a dark romance mafia series. Absolutely obsessed with Twisted Emotions. I don't know if I'll read any of the other books just because people say that it's not as good, but I do kind of want to read Remo Falcone's book, but we'll see. It's his brother. Anyways, next we have book that made you cry. First of all, Zodiac Academy, but that is like a given. That is a given. There's no way, shape, or form that didn't make me cry a bunch of times. But let's get into the more cry that made me kind of like sob. A Little Life and Girl in Pieces. A Little Life, I feel like, is very like on brand because, guys, if you've been in the book community for even 2 seconds, you've probably heard of A Little Life, and you'd probably be like, oh my god, what do I do now with my life? You know, because a lot of people like, I'm like, oh my god, like this book is like people give 5 stars to this book, but then they'll be like, don't read it. And you know what? It made me want to read it. Do I regret some of my decisions? Yes, but honestly, at the end of the day, this made me sob a little bit, and honestly, it all worked out in the end, guys. It all worked out in the end, but oh my god, it was actually crazy. It was actually insane. So yeah, and towards the end of the book, oh my god, I started getting wow. Okay, can't think about it anymore. Girl in Pieces also. If you've heard about it a little bit, oh my god, the things that happen in this book. So yeah, not gonna think about that anymore. Let's go on to a little happier note. Books that made me happy. Face Off and Good Spirits. Face Off is part of the DC Star series. I really enjoyed DC Star series. Some people say that like if you enjoyed Windy City series, read the DC Star series. I agree to a certain extent, but DC Stars is no way better than Windy City. Windy City is the OG. It is a top. I love it a lot more than I do love DC Stars. There's one book in the DC Star series. I don't remember which one it was, but I remember which characters. Where I just felt like they added a few tropes that honestly were unnecessary. They, like the author could have just not done with some of them. Like we got the idea of it, but I felt like she was trying to like tropify it a little bit, and like obviously we're gonna have a trope, but she added a few extras that I just didn't see the point of. So but Face Off was really good. Like this entire series, one thing about it is it's gonna make you like happy and giggly and like fun, have a fun time. Another book is Good Spirits, as I mentioned earlier, which is it is a Christmas book. Did I read it like in April or something like that? Yes, yes. Let's not look at timelines. Time is relative. Let's just enjoy myself, even though it was starting to get warmer outside. But that's a different issue. But honestly, it was so fun. It made me giggly. It made me happy. Honestly, really good book. And honestly, like it was such a fun, like the characters were so like funny and nice. So yeah, that's all I really wanted to say, guys. Then we have the most beautiful books I've read so far, guys. Okay, I'm gonna do a little clip for you guys. Hey, so now you're gonna see me for a little bit. I couldn't film the entire thing on my phone anymore because also lighting is shitty as fuck. I don't know what to do with you guys. I don't know what to do anymore. Okay, but for the most beautiful books I've bought so far in this year, we have two, well, more like a series and then a book. So I talked a little bit earlier about the Sylvan Kingdom. Well, I bought the third book, All This Twisted Glory. I will be reading it, and I also buy the fourth one and read it too. Don't worry. But this is so beautiful. I love the purple of it. I'm obsessed with just that. Is that just me? Maybe. But honestly, that is something that makes me like fall in love with it. And also the entire The Sylvan Kingdom, at the start, it always had the chapters. It has like this little cutesy thing. Love that. But honestly, the cover. So yeah, that's that. And then the other one, which is the series one, is the entire Poppy War trilogy. I'm obsessed with Poppy War trilogy. When I first read it, I was like, yeah, I really loved it. It's really good. It's gory though. It's sad and all of that. But I was like, I don't know if I want to buy it though. No, I've continued thinking about it the rest of my life. So we got the entire box set. Let me show you guys a little something. First of all, each book I want to do like a little look-see through. One of the reasons why I'm keeping this box set is because it's pretty, and because something special that we got with it is a huge map of this world. It's like a big version of it, and honestly, I don't know why, but I'm honestly a little bit obsessed with it. Yes, is it something very simple and something they don't have to add? Yeah, but honestly, I really love it. It's so beautiful. Honestly, I really just like it. And honestly, it makes sense that they make it in black and white. And also, I love that they did it like this, the Nikara Empire. And then let's show you a little look-see through how the books look like. First, we have the Poppy War. I was thinking of getting the other version of this with the colors like the orange, where they're like mainly orange, mainly like one single color that's not white. Like this was all orange, and then there's like small accent colors, But then I ended up getting this version just because I had the box set, and then it would come with the extra map. Okay, but then book 2, The Dragon Republic, really pretty too. I just really love it. I know that some people will be like, oh yeah, that's nice, but it's not like crazy beautiful, but I just really love it. And then The Burning God. So pretty. I love this back. So yeah, those are like the truth. Honestly, guys, also I can't thing is about this most beautiful book you've bought so far this year, I don't have a lot of other books that I bought. No. Guys, how dare I forget about this beautiful book that I bought? Let me show you. How dare I actually forget that I bought this year? Another special edition of Shadow Me. I have an issue, and I know that about myself. But I only have 2 special editions of Shatter Me. I'm gonna stop. This is just because I saw that like it was on sale. No, it was like a secondhand one that I found. Yeah, it was a secondhand one that I found for really cheap, and I was like, it's secondhand. It's let me get it, and so I got it. Well, obviously nothing over here, but so guys, so yeah, am I having a little bit of an obsession? Yes, but it's so pretty. I have a curse. I have a gift. I am their weapon. I will fight back. And it's just honestly this so pretty. This is my favorite actually, guys. Yes, I do love the other books that I bought this year. These are actually all the books I bought this year so far. I will be buying more because I want to get the 4th book of this Woven Kingdom, and I also want to get Release Me, and I want to get a few other books. But these are all the books actually that I've bought this year so far, so not that many. What books do I need to read before the end of the year? I have 4 that are on my need to priority list. First we have the Pride of the Orange Tree, which I really want to read. I've been like putting it like in the back burner because it's such a long book. So like I'm a little bit scared of it, but honestly I've heard pretty good things about it. I don't think I've really heard anybody be like, no, it's horrible, don't read it. You know, don't touch it. But yeah, then we have Mistborn, which I also really want to read. I want to read a lot more Brandon Sanderson books for the rest of this year, but we'll see how that goes. No promises at all, but Mistborn is like a trilogy, so I felt like this was a good way to ease in because I've read a few of his books, but not many. Next we have 11/22/63 by Stephen King. I do want to start reading a few of his horror more type books or slash thriller more type books, but I have not. But I do want to read 11/22/63, which is about the JFK assassination, if I'm pretty sure. And so I kind of want to read that. I really want to read that. But also the like how thick it is, and also the fact that it's a historical novel is one of the reasons. Historical fiction is one of the reasons why I am scared to read it, because I don't have a great history with historical fictions, and also because it's just thick, you know. And the last one that I want to read before the end of this year is Project Hail Mary. I'm actually really excited about this. I'm so excited to read it. So yeah. And also because I want to watch the movie for. And that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you enjoyed the mid-year book tag. I know that lighting was shitty. A lot of things just didn't work out amazingly, but I'm going to be trying my best from now on until the end of this year to work on all of that. That's what this summer is for. One of the reasons it is for. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Comment down below your mid-year book tag and what are your faves, your least faves, all of that kind of stuff. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!